Hey, sir, what's your name?
My name is Luis Eduardo Suarez Mondragon.
Tell me a little bit about yourself. How'd you end up out here?
Uh, I suffer from drug addiction, and I I got into a little trouble with the law, and due to my my significant others desire to keep our child safe, she had to let me go and kick me out of the house, and that's when I became homeless.
Where'd you grow up at?
I grew up for 16 years in Mexico, and then for let me see, for the rest of the remaining time out here in the U.S. I call myself a born again American.
Nice. Well, tell me a little bit about your childhood.
I had childhood like anybody else, sometimes happy, sometimes sad, but I was always, missing or needing a father. And through my adult years, I have found that God is my my father for my father forever, and you know that I just have an earthly father who's the one that like have raised me up, have uh and that he gave me life, but in reality, the one that gave me life is Jehovah.
Nice. What's your drug of choice?
Methamphetamine, marijuana, PCP, angel dust, uh, acid, ecstasy, 70A, Molly's. So whatever I can get my hands into, and it's just because whenever I'm on drugs, I escape this sad reality that I have confined myself into, and I go into a place where there's it's kind of like my own little heaven. But I don't recommend this to anybody, because all I'm doing is just running away from my problems, and my problems are still there. As soon as I stop feeling the effect of the drugs, my problems are still there, and I come back to being again on the streets and suffering. And if you guys ever find yourselves in this situation, don't ever lose hope. Always rely on God, and believe that somebody will give you charity, because charity starts at home. So right now that you have everything, give something to someone that doesn't have it. So like that, whenever you don't have it, or if you ever see yourself in that situation, somebody's gonna come back and return the favor to you.
Tell me about your first time, like really touching the hard drugs.
Uh, it was just because I just wanted to show off, and just because I wanted to feel more than somebody else, when in reality I didn't even know. Because to be honest, I know I shouldn't say this, but natural drugs are awesome. Drugs that are from like the nature, like peyote, uh, weed, ayahuasca. There's all kinds of drugs that are natural, that they don't make you like trip out on. They don't even give you an addiction. You become addicted to them because of the so much uh, uprise feeling that you get from doing those type of drugs. But I mean, like I said, don't do no drugs, and you know just enjoy life.
What are some of the challenges that you got to deal with? Like, if a young person fell into the streets, what is something they got to do? What's some advice you could give them when it comes to not making mistakes where they can get murdered, abused, robbed? What are some of the things you've learned? Some skills.
uh, when somebody asks you if you want to make some money, and you really need the money, you ask them for what and why do I gotta do? Because they're gonna try to load you into like, oh, you just, people's gonna try to make you do like, oh, just come with me, and they may take advantage of you. Before you get into somebody's car, before you walk away with somebody, know their intentions. Just ask questions. One of the things in life that you always gotta have is curiosity, right? To always know what the hell am I gonna go through, or what is gonna happen to me if I give the next step. Well, that kind of situation you put yourself into, and you think, what is this person gonna do? Like, maybe somebody's trying to tell you, hey, come to my house, I'm gonna let you shower, I'm gonna give you some clothes, and I'm gonna give you some food and send you back out to the streets. That could be one possibility, right? But what if somebody else is just trying to, like, I don't know, like a serial killer or something, trying to murder you, you know, or a rapist trying to take advantage of you? Always ask as many questions as you can, and when the story doesn't match up, just walk away. It's better if you didn't have that shower, or it's better if that person didn't help you, not because you were ungrateful, but because you were being cautious.
That's some good advice right there. Do you find yourself when you're out here, you're by yourself, or do you generally find like a group of friends for protection to hang out with?
I I'm a lone wolf. I walk everywhere, and I well, I sometimes I take the bus, but I try to move myself around, and I try to just rely on my memories, and my memories are the ones that keep me company. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful memories.
What do you see yourself doing in the next couple of years? Do you see yourself living this same circle, this cycle, or
Currently today I got a bunch of information to get a job from places, and my dad is allowing me to stay at his house for a little bit of time until I can get a job and get back on my feet.
okay?
We kind of made up between me and my dad.
Good for you, man. So you still have a positive outlook. You don't you realize that what you're doing right now is a lot harder than what most people have to deal with. You rather get in the cruise control and have a roof over your head and get a job and pay your bills, right?
Well, because I want to be a productive member of society like I once was. But
That's
just
good.
because I'm out here, in the struggle, doesn't mean that I cannot be a productive member. Or just because I'm a productive member, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna stop struggling. The struggles, the everyday struggle.
That's a great message. Hey, does anybody else here you want to give a shout out to?
To everybody that hates or loves, just remember one thing: God's always watching.
Thank you, man. You have a great night.
Thank you. Do the same.